Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to talk about something great, something fantastic and something Doctor Who related. So if you don't know, I'm a big Doctor Who fan. You probably already saw it by the tons of videos I make about it. But today I'm going to talk about Russell T Davies, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Because he recently posted an Instagram, post, I guess so, about this new show called What It Feels Like for a Girl. That's very interesting because I don't know the series, but it is pretty much British. I think I haven't seen the show yet, so I might watch it at some point too. But I speculate that it's probably about like queer people or like LGTB plus community. Hopefully, don't get me wrong, man. I just don't know how to pronounce that. But hey, look, I'm well respected for those kind of people, and I'm totally up for whatever they want. And you know, life is life. So that's pretty interesting. But most importantly, this post about what it feels like for a girl is obviously very nice for the show, but the description and the comments are way more interesting, obviously, as for a Doctor Who fan. Anyway, tonight on BBC Three, first two episodes taken from Paris Lee's autobiography about growing up in Hucknall. This is mesmerizing. I loved it. Wild and dark and furious. It's a story in which victims become heroes and darkness becomes light. It's incredible, nimble, clever, and artful. Well, maybe I should try to read this with Russell T Davies' voice. You might expect this to be wild and glaring, but it's far more thoughtful and wise than I expected. Oh shit, that's actually scaringly perfect. Anyway, in the camera and in the performances, a scene which suddenly breaks out into dance takes your breath away. It's so good. No, just kidding. Anyway, Alice Francis Howard places into the lead role, but everyone in the cast is wonderful. I was hoping this would be good, but I didn't expect it to be so very wonderful. It is very wonderful indeed. This is what it feels like for a viewer. Joy, absolute joy, joy to the world. Oh, okay. I know I just really butchered his accent, but he has this Welsh accent, and it's really fun to hear. But anyway, that's very interesting. Obviously, I don't think he was paid for this, like, promotional wise, but it's very interesting nonetheless. There's also obviously in the comment section, because this was just posted days after Billie Piper was announced as obviously the 16th Doctor. The comments were wild. Obviously, this was the first post that Russell T Davies posted, after that regeneration. And somebody in the comments said, and this is very interesting, obviously a lot of these comments were about like this series, the series that was that he actually talked about, and obviously about Doctor Who. But there's this comment by Jakey Boy 1946. Will Susan be back again? Carolyn is in her 80s. Maybe you could do a regeneration as a Tales of the TARDIS with her and David Bradley. So yeah. The funny thing is, this is pinned. Why is this pinned? Yes, the comment was pinned. So what does it mean? Like, from all the other comments, this one was pinned. How? There's also this other comment, or maybe a Tales of the TARDIS with Kate Stewart and John Benton. John Levine is old as well. It'd be great to see him back one last time. Yeah, okay, very interesting. But I think the first comment that this person made was way more interesting, and Russell T Davies commented and liked it. He didn't, he pinned it, he liked it, he didn't comment on it. So that's very, very interesting, very suspicious, and very mysterious too. So what does it mean? I'll explain in today's video. But before we actually try to explore those mysteries, let's talk about Tales of the TARDIS. What is Tales of the TARDIS? It's a companion series to the television series Doctor Who, which features re-releases of stories from the show's original run, enclosed by additional material featuring actors reprising their roles. The series is produced by Bad Wolf Studios and BBC Studios, and executive produced by Russell T Davies, Jane Tranter, Julie Gardner, Phil Collinson, and Joel Collins. The new material takes place within the Doctor Who's official canon, the Whoniverse. The episodes featured Several actors reprising their roles, including Peter Davison, Colin Baker, and Sylvester McCoy as the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh Doctor, respectively. The first 6 episodes were released alongside the show's 6th anniversary specials in November 2023. To coincide with the launch of the Hooniverse, a further episode was released in June 2024 about, obviously, the pyramids of Mars, aka Sutek's, I suppose, story. So that's very interesting. The Tales of the TARDIS is this show, the spin-off show, where obviously the I guess the old serials that were made in the classic Doctor Who series were brought back in like an hour or something, like in an hour or an hour 20 minutes, I suppose, like episodes in and I guess shorter length, if that makes sense. Anyway, so that's really really interesting. Russell T Davies also wrote, created, and show ran this series, which is really interesting. It's really nice to see old companions and old doctors back again, obviously reprising their roles. Obviously, they're a bit too, yeah, they're older now, so you can't you can clearly see that, and you can't obviously not see them anymore as their young versions or younger versions. So yeah, they're clearly older. You can see that they have wrinkles and stuff like that. But it's great overall to have Tales of the TARDIS, because for some people new to the universe, they could actually start this and see their adventures going on with obviously the actors or the characters telling and giving criticism towards the stories or the adventures that they faced. So that's very interesting. The episodes of Tales of the TARDIS goes as followed. So we have season 1, episode 1, Earth Shock. We have season 1, episode 2, The Mind Robber, which I believe is also the episode with Jamie, I suppose. The Mind Robber. I think that's a serial from the 60s. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, Vengeance on Varos is up next. The Three Doctors, I believe, was with the actress who played Joe Grant, right? And the other boy from the Sarah Jane Adventures. I'm not quite sure what his name was again, but anyway. The Time Meddler. Wait, I think, was the Time... No, yeah, the Time Meddler. Was that the one with the... Anyway, it doesn't matter. The Curse of Fenric, I'm quite sure, was the one with Ace and the 7th Doctor. So, yeah, some of these obviously have coexisted, before, and that's very interesting. But now to have these episodes, it's very special because they have a way now to actually bring back old actors and actresses for, their stories to be told. So, back to Susan and back to the entire comment, I guess. Will Susan be back again? Carol Ford is in her 80s. So that's pretty much very interesting. Carol Ford played, obviously, Susan in the original first serials of Doctor Who. She was the first companion too. And obviously her grandfather, which is the Doctor, the first ever incarnation of the Doctor. The actor isn't alive anymore, but I would love to see Caroline Ford. She reprised her role in the series and season 2 now with Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor, so she might return one day. I mean, her age, she's 84, and well, life sometimes is very tough, and I'm not quite sure how long she'll live, but I do in fact would love to see some kind of episode with her, Tales of the TARDIS, where she'll regenerate, obviously. And David Brady, which played the first Doctor and Twice Upon a Time, obviously is, could be back, and he is, well, he has already been back in The Power of the Doctor, the Jodie Whittaker's last final episode, I suppose. So yeah, he is totally up for coming back, which is really nice. It's really great for Doctor Who actors and actresses to come back. I think that's a very interesting thing to do. Like, you have your old fans, your new fans, and yeah, I think it's very important for those older actors and actresses, to give closure, I guess, to say, well, you know what, you were respected, you will always be respected, and I think that's very beautiful. That they played a part of this beautiful series that has been going on for 63 years almost now. So yes, I would love to see this, but there's something Wrong. Let's talk about that. The thing that is wrong is the entirety of the canon of Doctor Who. Obviously, like we already know, the Doctor is the last one of the Time Lords, obviously. Shutigatwa was also the one that mentioned that the doctors couldn't have children anymore, which is a big problem, especially when you're dealing with Susan here. Susan is the granddaughter of the doctor, and now with the current series and the season, they say, well, thanks to the explosion of Gallifrey, which happened in season 12, or like I guess, wait, is it season 12 or series 12? But yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, season 12 of Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker. You already know what I'm talking about, right? The Master blew up Gallifrey and made this entire, I guess, catastrophic event where the Time Lords couldn't have children anymore. It's quite weird and quite absurd. But the thing is, we already knew that the Time Lords created and manufactured children in a way. Like, they were the most sophisticated species in the universe. And I think, like, doing it with one another was too absurd for them in a way. I'm not quite sure. Like, Time Lords are a funny bunch, and but now Ncuti Gatwa, or like the 15th Doctor and the Rani, mentioned that they couldn't have children anymore, which was quite absurd. But what about Susan? Susan is granddaughter of the Doctor, which means, yeah, the Doctor has children and grandchildren, not in a specific, chronological way, but it's weird because, first of all, we know that the Doctor has a wife. Yeah, that's River Song, I suppose. Like, River Song is the is the wife of the Doctor, and obviously the Doctor has a granddaughter, which means the Doctor also has a daughter or a son, especially mostly like a son, or doesn't matter. One of them. He has either one of them or both or more. The Doctor, he has been living for a long time, so I guess his canonical age is like 1,200 or something, which is quite insane. But the thing is, I was so hyped to see the Doctor actually have this daughter now, and that got taken away from him, obviously, with Belinda and Poppy. But it's weird, like, people keep on referring, like, for example, Russ T Davis and Chris Chibnall now, they bring back Gallifrey to destroy it, and then Gallifrey is destroyed, and somebody picks it up again and destroys it again. Like, it's weird. Just, I don't know. Like, it's weird because the Doctor, should have had children in a way, or still has children in a way. Well, he has, I guess. It's confusing. Doctor Who is so confusing. Let's let's just talk about the Doctor's daughter, which is Jenny. I guess his not really I suppose his biological daughter in a way. Like, his DNA was from his DNA was his daughter made, which is how you make children. Anyway, anyway, Jenny was made the Doctor's daughter. So the Doctor has a daughter, right? The Doctor also has a granddaughter, which is interesting. The Doctor also has a wife, I suppose. And I guess it's a bit confusing because now the Doctor can't have children anymore. Like, the canon of Doctor Who is so confusing and so weird, and don't overthink it, guys, but it's very overthinkable, right? You can break your head on it because it's like a show that has been going on for 63 years, and sometimes there are inaccuracies, and sometimes it's incorrect what they tell you, and what they don't tell you is also incorrect sometimes. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this rather interesting video. I think I would love to see Caroline Ford return, because she would absolutely be so much welcomed, right? And obviously there are other Doctor Who actors that I want to see return, like I'm not really, well, I suppose Tom Baker is still very active on his fine age of 91. He still portrays the character in conventions, on conventions, and still wears his outfits, which is really funny, and that's really beautiful actually, for a show to still do that. Doctor Who has been a part of so many people's lives, I guess. And there's also this post Doctor Who will be back in 2027. It has recently been revealed Doctor Who will have a gap year while the scripts for the next season is or are being finalized. It is unsure that Disney will still be involved in the future seasons. So I suppose Doctor Who is a huge mess, full of incorrect things. And like I said, it's very confusing. Don't overthink it, guys. But I would love to see Carol and Ford return. Let me know what you thought of this idea, this video, and just let me know. Maybe you want to hear the entire story and the lore of Gallifrey or the Doctor's family. It could be very interesting. Yeah, a video about the Doctor's family. Okay, maybe I have a future video coming up, guys. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will check you later. Goodbye, everyone. Or should I say, Ariama.